19ª mostra internazionale di architettura a cura di Carlo Ratti. Invito subito a salire qui vicino a me sul palco il presidente della Biennale di Venezia, Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, e il curatore Carlo Ratti. Siamo in diretta streaming dalla Sala delle Colonne di Giustinian, la sede della Biennale di Venezia a San Marco. Saluto tutti voi presenti in sala, saluto tutti coloro che ci stanno seguendo sui loro schermi e in particolare tanti giornalisti che in parte sono partiti o che non sono per il momento ancora arrivati, e colgo l'occasione per dare il dato della stampa accreditata a questa edizione della Biennale Architettura che conta 2300 giornalisti, di cui 1300 dalla stampa estera. Io sono Cristiana Costanzo, sono la responsabile dell'ufficio stampa del settore arti visive e architettura della Biennale. Prima di dare la parola al curatore Carlo Ratti, vi leggo un messaggio del Presidente della Regione Veneto, Luca Zaia, due parole ve le leggo che ci sono giunte questa mattina. La mostra internazionale, giunta alla sua 19ª edizione, è ormai diventata un punto di riferimento imprescindibile, dove l'innovazione si intreccia con la cultura e la tradizione, dando vita a proposte che non solo definiscono il paesaggio urbano, ma guidano anche la nostra visione di futuro. È un onore per la città di Venezia e il Veneto poter ospitare questa kermesse, nella consapevolezza che ogni progetto premiato e ogni intervento espositivo testimoniano la capacità dell'architettura di trasformare gli spazi e con essi le vite delle persone. Rivolgo un sentito applauso a tutti i premiati, il loro impegno, la loro creatività sono fonte di ispirazione e stimolo per l'intera comunità professionale e culturale. Le opere presentate incarnano il coraggio di sperimentare, di osare, di reinventare i confini del possibile, rinvigorendo il nostro spirito innovativo e il desiderio di costruire ambienti che rispondano alle sfide del presente. Invito ora il curatore Carlo Ratti a fare il suo saluto. Prego.
To welcome you all.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So great to have you all here. Enjoy the Biennale over this weekend, opening weekend. Cristiana, I think do we have connected Donna Haraway? Yeah, sure, but she's already connected. So should I start, here for the Golden Lion Award ceremony? So as you all know, I'll start with 2 Golden Lions that have been already announced. That's the one to Donna Haraway and the one to Italo Rota. So I read the motivation for Donna Haraway. Perfect. Donna Haraway, just to tell you, Donna Haraway is not with us today. She's connected. It's very early in the morning in Los Angeles. But actually, she will be with us exactly at the end. Donna, welcome. A big applause for Donna. Donna, it's great to have you with us, and I was just telling, I don't know if you heard it, because usually, sometimes Zoom actually cancels out the applause. It was really an amazing applause from everybody here. There's a full room. And I was saying that actually Donna will be with us exactly at the end of the Biennale in November. On the 23rd of November, she will join us here, and then we'll have another moment in person with you. And thank you very much for connecting so early in the morning. Thanks.
It's up to you.
It's my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's your turn.
Okay, so I would like, first of all, to thank Carlo Ratti and the award committee and the staff of the 19th Architecture Exhibition of the Venice Biennale. It's such an honor to receive this really unexpected and treasured award. Embracing every kind of meaningful material, architecture and architects have nourished me with built imaginative design, providing habitats for the mortal denizens of Earth. I never expected architects to notice my work, but we have indeed noticed each other over the last years, and we now form something of a multi-species holobiome for earthly survival. Carlo and Christiana mailed me the shimmering golden-winged lion last month, and this being's liquid metallic presence at once affirms the solid fluidity of all things, and also simply the beauty of living with companions, animate and inanimate. She joins my dogs, my hens, and my human friends and odd kin in peppering my days with questions that I care about. She is vigilant, prowling on my desk, purring in Italian script on a plaque, luxuriating in her red satin habitat, which I have to say reminds me a little bit of a bordello, ready to spring on fascists wherever they are hiding. She is finding a lot of such prey these days, and she dispatches them with sharp, skilled claws. She is also a true cat, a being unto herself who seeks and finds life's pleasures. She not only guards city gates, she also flies. Intelligens is a word that bubbles with the meanings of the power of discerning, understanding, perceiving, picking out the essential aspects of a thing within the interstices of living and dying. I know that to isolate gens in the word intelligens gives a false etymology. But still, I hear echoes of the gens, the people, the community, and its generations. That resonance makes me hear collective becoming with and for each other in the embrace of the natural and the artificial in a fluid motion, braiding and dancing for earthly survival, for still possible flourishing. For a long time, I've not been able to say, write, or think nature and culture apart. The binary is a tool that has done great damage to our home world. And so I say nature cultures, one word. In this spirit, the natural and the artificial and collective work and play in the Biennale's Intelligens belong together. They neither cancel each other out nor dissolve into any kind of transcendent one. In the practice of powerful collectives of thinkers, artists, writers, actors, builders, caretakers, generators, all those architects of needed worlds, the natural and the artificial are the food of discerning cats of many species. These natural cultural felines prowl to rid the world of death-dealing wars of ecocide and genocide that are raging in so many places. Full of fruitful contradictions, winged cats know how to subvert binaries. In solidarity with the luminescent winged golden cat poised on my desk, Intelligens, natural, cultural collective, repudiates human exceptionalism in favor of hopes for truly human and more than human companionship and collaboration to protect the drowning cities and burning habitats of Earth from the putrid floods and desiccating fires that now rage in this place-time we call Anthropocene. I will close my acknowledgement and thanks for my new liquid mercury winged cat guardian with the slogans that give me heart. Collectively, in spite of more than 8.5 billion human beings now alive, we live in resurgent times of racist, nationalist pronatalism, misogyny, and sadistic anti-immigration. I shout, make kin, not babies. Collectively, we witness the digital systems and artificial intelligences that we need to sustain us, turn to power ever deadlier wars and ever more fantastic plans to escape our ruined homeworld for off-planet colonization by billionaires. I shout, cyborgs for earthly survival. Collectively, humans and more than humans cling to survival on the thin ledges of displacement, extermination, and extinction that are chiseled from habitat destruction and extractionist greed. With our friends and odd kin, we shout, "Stay with the trouble." Perhaps most loudly, however, informed by intelligences and techniques from Schützen dog trainers, we shout together, "Run fast, bite hard. The cats and the dogs agree. The fascists flee." Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna. And now Carlo Ratti legge le motivazioni.
Donna, first of all, thank you very much. Again, I'm not sure if you heard it via Zoom, but it was a giant applause from the room. And we look forward to continuing this conversation when you're coming here in November. The other thing I'm very happy about is that we can see the golden lion there. We were very concerned about custom and what would happen in the United States, entering the United States, so it made it to your home. So I'm now going to read the motivations, the reasons for the decision to award the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement to Donna Haraway. Donna Haraway is one of the most influential voices in contemporary thought, straddling the social sciences, anthropology, feminist criticism, and the philosophy of technology. Over the past 4 decades, she has explored issues such as the impact of technological evolution on our biological nature, we just heard it, and the way in which environmental context redefines the boundaries between human and non-human. I'm adding here, Donna, I couldn't think of anybody who could better represent what this Biennale is trying to do, and you will all see it in the Arsenale and also in Venice as a living lab, again, trying to bridge and go beyond the Anthropocene. You create a new definition beyond the Anthropocene to emphasize the urgency of the coexistence and symbiosis with other species. From whichever route one approaches the convergence of multiple forms of intelligence in shaping our future, the legacy of you, Donna, will appear. Your work, radically critical, but at the same time optimistic and imaginative, is distinguished by the commitment to create alternative worlds, to constructive, positive visions. One thing in the Biennale this year is architecture is optimism. Or like the great Karl Popper say, optimism is a duty because it's about what is not there yet, what we need to build together. And then in your positive vision, the difficulties of the present can be overcome or mitigated through the making of new myths and the cultivation, as you just said, of new kin. Your contribution to the way we understand science, technology, race, gender, geography, and the environmental history of humanity have left indelible marks on the study of each and their precedent to the notion that natural, artificial, and collective intelligence act together, as we're discussing here. As designers grapple with the rapidly transforming present, in which nature, technology, and society all present symptoms of divergence from the world as we know it, your work, your theories, empower us. And your observations are a guide to what we're discussing here in Venice this year. So, with gratitude, Donna, we are delighted to give you the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Leone d'oro alla memoria, alla carriera, alla memoria
for lifetime
ad
achievement
Italo Rota.
ad memoriam to Italo Rota.
Carlo Ratti legge le motivazioni.
Carlo Ratti will read the
Thank you.
motivations.
For Italo, I'm going to read it in Italian. and it's great to see here Margherita and other representatives from Italo's family. Italo Rota è stato un precursore. La sua visione era quella di un mondo in cui tutto diventava come un'unica entità vivente. Nella sua vita ha attraversato il secondo Novecento e il primo quarto del nuovo secolo, direi volando al di sopra degli stili e affermandosi come una delle figure più originali dell'architettura italiana ed europea. Si era formato con maestri come Albini, Gregotti, Aulenti, e da lì ha coltivato un eclettismo unico e una rara capacità di unire poesia e lucidità analitica. Aveva una cultura sconfinata, è quella che vediamo nella sua magnifica Wunderkammer a Milano, la casa che ormai è diventata una casa museo, appena nominata monumento nazionale, appena vincolata dalla sovrintendenza appunto come monumento nazionale. Ed è stato un maestro generoso. Con lui abbiamo lavorato insieme negli ultimi anni su tanti progetti, ma prima ancora lui aveva creato alcuni dei luoghi più importanti, iconici della cultura europea negli ultimi decenni, dal Museo d'Orsay di Parigi al Museo del Novecento a Milano. Il suo lascito culturale, ben espresso al titolo della sua ultima monografia, uscita proprio l'anno scorso, era "Solo diventare natura ci salverà". E questo, per questo motivo, anche lui è al centro di quello che racconta questa Biennale. E poi due parole, questa è la motivazione ufficiale, ma due parole mie invece su Italo, perché l'avventura della Biennale, di questa Biennale 2025, era nata insieme a Italo alla fine del 2023 e poi si è interrotta con la sua scomparsa poco più di un anno fa, il 6 di aprile del 2024. E per questo sono molto contento che il Consiglio di amministrazione della Biennale abbia deciso di accogliere la consegna delle oro a Italo, e così come appunto dicevo anche la decisione del Ministero della Cultura di apporre un vincolo a tutta la sua opera e alla sua collezione. E quindi per me questo leone è in qualche modo una continuità, così come è stata una continuità quello che ha fatto Margherita Palli al centro dell'Arsenale, e lo vedrete nella Material Bank, insieme al Politecnico di Milano, continuando idealmente quello che aveva iniziato con Italo. E quindi leone d'oro postumo alla carriera a Italo Rota.
Ogni cimabue ha il suo giotto.
Each cimabue
Ogni
has his
maestro
giotto,
ha il
his
suo
master
allievo.
has his
Il leone
pupil, his
d'oro in
student.
memoria di Italo
The golden
Rota
lion in memoriam,
lo
ad memoriam
consegno
for Italo
al suo
Rota
giotto, al
is
suo
awarded
allievo.
to his pupil, to his student.
Proseguiamo con la consegna
Let
dei
us
premi
continue with the official
assegnati
awards
dalla giuria internazionale.
decided by the international jury of this
Invito
international
a salire
architecture
sul
exhibition and
palco
invite
i
here on
giurati.
stage the
Prima di
members of
tutto
the
il
jury. First of all, the
Hans
president of the
Ulrich
jury,
Obrist,
Hans Ulrich
curatore,
Obrist,
critico, storico
curator,
dell'arte e
critic,
direttore
historian
artistico
of
della
art,
Serpentine
artistic
di
director
Londra.
of the London Serpentine.
Paola Antonelli,
Paola Antonelli,
senior Paola Antonelli è Senior Curator del Dipartimento di Architettura e Design, nonché direttrice e fondatrice del settore ricerca e sviluppo del
Research and
MoMA di New
Development sector
York.
of the New York MoMA Museum.
Mpho Matsipa, architetta, docente e curatrice.
A professor and a curator.
La giuria ha assegnato due menzioni speciali alle partecipazioni della mostra internazionale
Intelligens, Natural
una delle
Artificial
due menzioni
Collective.
va
One
al
of the
progetto
special mention
Alternative
goes to the
Urbanism,
project
The
Alternative
Self-Organized Markets
Urbanism,
of
the
Lagos.
self-organized
Invito a
markets of
salire sul
Lagos, and I
palco
invite here
Tosin
on
Oshinowo.
stage Tosin Oshinowo.
La giurata,
Our member of the jury,
Paola Antonelli, legge
Paola
le
Antonelli,
motivazioni.
will read the motivation.
Siamo
felici di dare questa menzione speciale a Tosin Oshinowo al suo progetto Alternative Urbanism, the Self-Organized Markets of Lagos, che offre uno sguardo sui mercati di trattamento dei rifiuti dell'economia industrializzata. La documentazione e il video rappresentano un'iniziativa che può incoraggiare ulteriore ricerca e la produzione di conoscenza dei mercati in Africa e sull'importanza di questi come prototipi di innovazione per il futuro. Questi mercati sono elementi chiave di un ecosistema resiliente che merita un'attenzione per la sua capacità di adattamento e circolarità. Tosin, congratulazioni.
Thank you very much. I do have a few things to say. This really has been an overwhelming journey. It's been a journey of defiance and grace. I'd like to thank my team, Oshinowo Studio, who have worked with me on the research, in particular Abdul Yusuf and Verdi, Fawazat Bajume, Bashiru Karim, Chiagoze Ohaleta, Chidi Davis, and Esan Sheon. I would like to thank the photographers for whom I will continue to work with on this research project. Andrew Esiebo, Amanda Iheme, Olamrewaju Ali, and Nengi Nelson. I would like to thank the team that produced the film, Mothebo Monenge, Timothy Benson, Emmanuel Bassi, Ido Aremu, and especially the film director and very good friend, Kachi Benson. Institutionally, I would like to thank the Nigerian Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and the Creative Economy for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Office of the Special Advisor for EGIS and Urban Development in Lagos State, and the Loeb Fellowship at the Graduate School of Design. I would like to thank the market associations, Katangoa, Ladipo, and Computer Village for their audience, generosity of time, and granting us access to their world. I would like to thank Sarah Whiting, the Dean of the Graduate School of Design, John Peterson, the Curator of the Loeb Fellowship, Leslie Loco, Beatrice Gailey, the Lagos Biennale, the Sharjah Architecture Biennale, and Ho Al-Qasim for supporting the molding of this narrative. I would like to thank Claire Gorman, the Principal Assistant to the Curator, because she's so amazing. I would like to thank my financial supporters, Kavita Chelaram, Co-Gallery, AG Leventis Foundation, Tafeta, CAP PLC Nigeria, Sensilo Lagos, Iron Capital, Yvonne Fasharon, Lekon Akiyomi, Ani Adenubi, with whom this project would not be possible, without whom this wouldn't be possible. Colorati, thank you for setting the path for this journey. Thank you to the jury, Hans, Paola, and Mpho for selecting this work. Thank you, La Biennale, for this platform and award. It means so much. I want to especially thank Remco House. In 2001, as a young architecture student, I came across his Harvard Cities projects covering Lagos. This was the first time I'd seen my city viewed from this lens, and I remained spellbound. In the lead up to this exhibition, we have had many conversations concerning the work, and I am deeply honored to have his essay contribution for the project. He sowed a seed that will continue to reap fruit, changing our perspectives of how we think and design our cities for the future. And I would like to end with a quote from a Canadian author, Ronald Wright, which ties back to Carlo's theme for the 19th edition of the La Biennale, Intelligens, Natural, Artificial, and Collective. If civilization is to survive, it must live off the interests and not the capital of nature. This award is for the Global South. Thank you so much.
Paola Antonelli consegna il premio.
Paola Antonelli gives the award.
Paola? Vabbè. L'altra menzione speciale
The second special
va alla Santa
mention
Sede.
goes to the
Chiamo sul palco
Holy See.
Monsignor Paul Tai,
I
segretario
invite on
del Dicastero per la Cultura e
Monsignor
l'Educazione della Santa
Paul
Sede,
Tai of the
Marina
Department
Otero
of Education
Verzier
and
e
Culture
Giovanna
of the
Zabotti,
Holy
curatrici, Tatiana Bilbao e
Giovanna
Anna
Zabotti, Tatiana
Puijaner,
Bilbao, Puijaner, the exhibitor.
Paola Antonelli legge
Paola
la motivazione.
Antonelli will
I have to
be
read it first. Yeah. So it's a good moment to give an award
È
to
un
the
bel
Holy See, right?
movimento per dare
Special
un
mention.
premio alla
I hope
Santa
we,
Sede.
the jury hope that this
La
is
giuria
a
spera
declaration of intent
che sia
for
una
the
dichiarazione
new
di
Pope
intenti
and
per il nuovo
what he's going
Papa
to do about the world.
e
But
per
so,
quello che farà per il
with a
mondo,
title that's recalling
con
a
il
beloved
titolo che
Umberto
fa
Eco book
pensare
from
a un libro amato
1962,
di Umberto Eco
Opera
del
Aperta
62,
invites
Opera
the
Aperta.
visitor to participate in the production of meaning. Opera Aperta is a construction site, and its special mention is meant to recognize the creation of a space for exchange, negotiation, and restoration. Opera Aperta will revitalize an existing church with repair occurring at different levels involving a big range of skills and labor and training, starting from cabinet makers teaching people how to do their work to the students of the conservatory nearby training their piano. As the team calls it, this is a living practice of collective care, and it will continue in the future. Opera Aperta creates space for cultural exchange. So congratulations to the wonderful team.
Consegna il premio. Paola.
And I give the award to Monsignor Tighe. Congratulations.
I'm extremely pleased to be here to acknowledge this recognition, which is really hugely appreciated. I'm speaking here on behalf of my Cardinal Tolentino de Mendonça, who inspired this whole project and who, as you can imagine, has been busy for the last few days. And I think his absence is understandable. But this is a project that in many ways began with the blessing of Pope Francis and now has become part of his legacy. It's a legacy for Pope Francis that wanted to think about how we think about and care for our world, which isn't just our world, it's our common home. It's a home we share together. To change, to make things better, we have to change. It has to begin with a rediscovery of a sense of the unity of our family. We are brothers and sisters all. And for Pope Francis, the change begins with this recognition of our common origins, recovery of a sense of our mutual belonging, and then reaching together to build a shared future, but a shared future that is truly inclusive, that thinks about those who are marginalized by poverty, by migration, and who become particularly vulnerable in our world of today. So this is something we want to do but not on our own, together with you. Really pleased to be here with architects who have the imagination to build bridges, to create spaces, to reimagine environments where people can come together and bring their strengths together. Thank you so much. Thank you for the... Thank you to the Biennale, because this is a very local, grounded, earthed project that with your help can become something that will speak to our world, to a global world. And then these are the true people we need to recognize, a brilliantly talented team of people who are also fun to work with. And thank them and thank all of you.
We weren't expecting this, so thank you so much to the Biennale, to the curator Carlo Ratti, and the jury, Paola, Mpho, and Hans. Thank you so much. I'm going to read something on behalf of the team, Giovanna Sabotti, Tatiana Bilbao, Mayo, and all the, Anna Punjaner from Mayo, and all the team. So, yeah, sometimes the most unlikely alliances are the ones that make things possible. This project came to life thanks to a diverse constellation of people, even a weird combination of people, many of whom had never worked before, and we might never work again. A shared urgency brought us into alignment. The scale and ambition of the project defies singular authorship. No single voice can carry it alone. The project can be easily understood, embraced and appropriated, yet it resists being held too tightly. This architecture is kept together by trust, is shaped through difference. For us, the restoration and repair of these fragile ties between communities, ecosystems, institutions, ecologies, buildings, are not nostalgic gestures, but radical interventions. The aim is not to cover the cracks, but to tend to them as places where new possibilities or new intelligences can emerge with the courage and purpose needed in these uncertain times. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutti. Scusate la voce,
Good morning,
è il lavoro di questi
everybody. I
giorni.
apologize for my voice, which is the
vorrei
result of the
ringraziare
work of these
innanzitutto la
days.
Biennale
I want
per
to
questo
thank
premio
La
che ci
Biennale for
onora
this
tantissimo,
award that is a great
e
honor
la
for all
Santa
of
Sede che ha
us,
messo
and the Holy
questo
See
gruppo
that
straordinario
has put
insieme.
together this extraordinary
Con
group
Marina, Tatiana,
with Marina,
Anna,
Tatiana,
e
Anna,
Mario. Abbiamo lavorato, come avete
Madio. We have
sentito,
worked
senza conoscerci,
without
con
knowing
linguaggi
each other,
diversi,
with different
arrivando da
languages,
parti del mondo
coming from different
completamente
parts of the
differenti,
world,
e trovandoci a Venezia
and
dopo
finding ourselves in
X
Venice
Zoom, web
after
e Meet,
a large
e
number
siamo già una
of
famiglia.
Zoom and Meet
E questo è un piccolo
meetings, and we are
miracolo
already
che
a
la
real
Biennale
family. And this is a small
e la Santa
miracle
Sede sono stati in
La
grado di
Biennale
fare,
and the Holy See were
e che
able
penso
to
la Biennale e la mia
organize.
città
I think
abbia
La Biennale and my
un
city,
potere
Venice, have
incredibile. Questo potere di fare ponti e di
have
mettere
an
insieme le
incredible power
persone.
to create
E questo è un
bridges, to
momento
put
di
people
cui
together
abbiamo un grande bisogno di questo.
at a time when
Adesso
we really need
questa speciale
this.
edizione ne
The
abbia
special edition
parlato di
of
quanto abbiamo bisogno
the
di
International
salvare
Architecture Exhibition
la parte
has
dell'architettura,
focused
salvare il
on
pianeta, ma
architecture, on
soprattutto
the
mettere insieme
efforts
le
architecture
persone
should do in
per
order
cercare
to
un
save
momento
the
di pace.
environment, but also to put people together in order to reach peace.
Perciò non riusciremo a ringraziare tutti.
We will
Ringrazio
not
tantissimo
manage
anche
to
la
thank
giuria che ha
everybody. I want to thank
speso
the jury
tantissimo tempo con noi ed è
who
riuscita a
spent a lot
vedere
of time with us and
oltre a quello che
managed to
stavamo
see
facendo, a capire
beyond what we
immediatamente
were doing.
il
They
valore di questo
immediately
progetto.
understood the
Ci
value
sono
of this
tantissime persone
project.
che hanno
There are
lavorato
many people
con
who have
noi.
worked
Noi
with
siamo
us.
soltanto i primi,
We are
perché si chiama
just
opera
the
aperta
first
per
because
quello,
this
e speriamo che la
work
città
is
ne abbia un
entitled
beneficio.
Opera
Quello che
Aperta,
il Cardinale
Open
Tolentino
Words.
che ci ha messo insieme questo
Cardinal
poeta
Tolentino put
straordinario,
us together.
una
He's a
visione
real
unica,
poet with a
ha
unique
accettato il
vision.
rischio di mettere insieme tutte queste donne
He decided to run the risk of working with all these
quello che
women
voleva fare era
together.
chiaro, era
And it was
un'educazione
clear what he
al
wanted to
fatto
do,
di
education,
metterci insieme, di
educating
lavorare
us
tutti insieme
to
per
working
qualcosa di più
together
alto
for
che
something
va al
that is
singolo
more important, that goes beyond the individuality.
Grazie.
We really hope we will be useful to many other persons.
Mi dovete scusare, io prima ho saltato una menzione perché sono due menzioni speciali della giuria a progetti partecipanti nella mostra internazionale e due menzioni a paesi partecipanti.
And there are instead two mentions for participating countries. So allow me to go back to the second special mention for a project participating in the international exhibition goes to Elephant Chapel. I invite here on stage Bunsen Premtada.
Legge la motivazione Mpho Matsipa.
Mpho Matsipa will read the motivation.
Volevo dire bene, lei è una teorica dell'architettura,
an expert in architecture, an educator and a curator who comes from South Africa. She's an associate professor at the Bartlett School of Architecture, co-director of the program Special Justice at the University College of London.
Thank you, Christina. It gives me such immense pleasure to present the special mention to Bunsen Premtada. Premtada's practice built an open-air sanctuary called Elephant World in a province of Thailand, where humans harmoniously coexist with elephants for centuries. The project celebrates the alliance and preserves its context and condition. Elephant Chapel, which is the title of the project, shows us also how to build durable brick structures using biomaterial. Bunsen Premtada's architecture practice uses elephant dung in order to build an open-air sanctuary, and also to be in communion with the environment, which is so much in line with so much of what Donna Haraway advocates for. So congratulations, Bunsen.
Do you want to say some words?
Going to Venice is very far from my home. I have to wait and spend a time for 15 years to go to Venice. Thank you so much for our curator, Carlo Ratti. Thank you so much for La Biennale. And thank you so much for the jury. This is very important for the moment. And I believe that in the term of an intelligence, it's not only here, but we will go to everywhere in the world, in the sea, in the mountain, in the forest, in the slum, everywhere. This is, and every place it can be intelligent. Thank you so much.
Menzione speciale alla Gran Bretagna. Chiamo sul palco Sevra Davis.
Special mention goes to Great Britain. I invite Sevra Davis, Catherine Yusuf, Stella Mutegi and Sandra Anziocchi.
Sevra Davis è il commissario, Catherine Yusuf curatore, Stella Mutegi curatore,
Catherine Yusuf is the curator, together with Stella Mutegi, and Sandra Anziocchi is a part of the project team. Mpho will read the motivation. Il padiglione Regno Unito e i giardini rivela come l'architettura definita dall'estrazione che genera disuguaglianze e degrado ambientale. Il padiglione ha prodotto in collaborazione col Kenya un dialogo in riparazione per un nuovo mondo e parla di una nuova geologia. La giuria segnala il programma come un'iniziativa significativa di scambio di conoscenze tra i paesi. La Venice Fellowship, avviata dal British Council, è un'iniziativa importante per scambio di conoscenze tra la Gran Bretagna, Venezia e il sud del mondo. Grazie alla Gran Bretagna e congratulazioni.
Thank you so much. I'm Sevra Davis, Commissioner of the British Pavilion. My thanks to Carlo Ratti, President Buttafuoco, and the jury. We're so honored to receive this special mention. The British Pavilion 2025 began with the idea that it should be a collaboration between the UK and Kenya, and that the exhibition and the ideas explored within it should all stem from that. And I was hopeful that the exhibition wouldn't shy away from really difficult conversations, including those around colonialism, but also showcase optimism, hope, and joy. And Geology of Britannic Repair is the result of that. I want to thank my amazing curatorial team, Sandra Nzioki, Catherine Yusuf, Stella Mutegi, and Kabage Karanja and Owen Hopkins, who can't be here, as well as all the collaborators who contribute to the exhibition. My thanks also to the British Council project team and to M+B Studio and everyone who helped to make this a reality. I'm going to hand over to Stella now.
Thank you so much. I'm going to start with a message. I'll read a message from Kabage, who couldn't be here. This message is from Kabage Karanja, who begins by saying Asante, which is thank you in Swahili. And thanks be to God for all the curators, our families, and participants. He wants to dedicate this award to all past and present colonized people of the world, from Kenya to Palestine. Apartheid and subjugation must end. GBR, the Geology of Britannic Repair, is a call to repair the earth with the earth that must be enacted and not just exhibited. And then I'll read the other one just on behalf of all of us as curators. It is such a great honor for us that GBR, Great Geology of Britannic Repair, the title of our exhibition, has been recognized by the jury. We hope that this recognition also inspires dialogue and collaboration, not just for Kenya and the UK, but also between countries that have difficult and unbalanced histories. We should not underestimate what architecture as a practice can do and does in bridging the past and the future. We hope it will continue to challenge and inspire those who visit the pavilion over the coming months, most especially the biggest visitors of the Biennale, the young children, who are the next generation. And honestly, I cannot end this without thanking the British Council, Sevra Davis, and the entire team for enabling us to speak through the GBR, for Owen Hopkins, Kabage Karanja, Catherine Yusuf, and Sandra Nzioki. 18 months, and here we are on stage. Thank you so much.
Siamo arrivati alla consegna dei leoni.
And now we award the lions.
Invito a salire sul
I
palco
invite on stage
Giorgia Pea,
Giorgia Pea,
Presidente della Commissione Cultura
who is
del
the
Comune di
President of the
Venezia, con
Culture
delega alle
Commission of the
attività
Venice
teatrali
City Council.
e
She
cinema.
also
Il Leone
takes
d'Argento
care
per
of
una
theater and cinema
promettente
activities.
partecipazione alla mostra
The Silver Lion
internazionale
for promising
Intelligens
participation of the
va
international exhibition Intelligens
Calculating
goes
Empires,
to Calculating Empires,
a genealogy of technology and power
since
1500.
1500.
Kate Crawford
Participants,
e
Kate
Vladan
Crawford
Joler,
and
invito a
Vladan
salire sul
Joler.
palco.
I invite them here on stage.
Invito il presidente della giuria, Hans Ulrich Obrist, a leggere la motivazione.
For this lion. The motivation first.
Sorry.
To now read the motivation for the Silver Lion to Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler. The importance of Kate Crawford and Vladan Joler's Calculating Empires, a genealogy of technology and power since 1500, is to make visible the invisible, both in space and in time. This large-scale visual manifesto shows the digital and social infrastructures co-evolving over many centuries. Now more than ever, understanding the entanglements of power and technology, colonialism, militarization, automation, and enclosure. It offers a rich history of technology today. This extraordinary diagram is a device to better understand our present and build alternative futures. Please give a very, very big round of applause for Kate and Vladan.
Well, to say that this is a surprise and an overwhelming honor would be a massive understatement, I think, for both of us. To echo Donna Haraway, we may not be architects, but we see the architecture community as our deep kin. And I just feel so much gratitude right now for this, the many people who have supported us through making such an epic project happen, but above all to my long-term collaborator, Vladan Joler. Thank you to my dear. But of course, with any project of this scale, it's the result of the intelligence of a much, much larger collective than us. In particular, we want to thank our supporting financial partner, the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney, who funded our Venice installation, and also for the support of the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for the years of research, for the Knowing Machines team, who were part of this, and of course to Fondazione Prada, where we first premiered this work. I also want to thank Carlo Ratti and this extraordinary jury who have individually and collectively inspired me for many years. And I also want to thank my family, Jason and Ellie, there you are, for putting up with me over 5 years of work and for making me many, many cups of tea. Thank you. So while this is an extraordinary moment of celebration, we are also in a year of global crisis. Power is being centralized. AI systems are increasingly invasive and unregulated. And frankly, our democracies are facing a serious threat. So I live in the United States and Vladan lives in Serbia. We're both, I think, emotional at this time with all of the things that our most beloved institutions are going through. So if we're to face these futures, we need to confront our past. So we are dedicating this award to everybody who fights authoritarian regimes at home and abroad. Thank you.
Okay, this is not going to be easy. I have 3 paragraphs. I think I will maybe do one. No? I would like to dedicate this award to all my fellow students and professors at the University of Novi Sad who stood up and fought over the past 6 months against the corrupt and criminal regime in Serbia. to all the students and activists who are currently imprisoned or forced into exile, to all the students, professors and citizens who have been victims of police brutality, physical and psychological abuse, targeted surveillance, intimidation, a smear campaign orchestrated by the regime. And finally, to the 16 people who lost their lives under the newly renovated train station canopy in Novi Sad, an event that triggered this massive anti-government and anti-corruption protest. Their deaths were a result of greed, corruption, and a system of power instrumentalized through an opaque fractal network of contractors, subcontractors, and political economic deals. In this context, I call on all architects, engineers, urbanists, artists, and members of academic community not to collaborate with unjust and corrupt regimes, nor with politicians or companies that engage in exploitative practices for the sake of profit, power, and control. This is not just a call for a boycott, but an open invitation to rethink and reimagine new social, political, and economic systems. Thank you.
Consegna il premio Giorgia Pea.
The award is given by Giorgia Pea.
Siamo al Leone d'Oro per la migliore partecipazione alla mostra internazionale Intelligens. Chiamo sulla palco Valentina Gemignani, capo di gabinetto del Ministro della
Head
Cultura.
of Cabinet of the Ministry of Culture.
Il Leone d'Oro per la migliore partecipazione alla mostra internazionale va al progetto Canal Café.
Goes to the Canal Café project.
Invito a salire sul palco i progettisti Elisabeth Diller, Aaron Betsky, Marzia Chiesa e David Alley. Consegna il premio
The award is given by Valentina Gemignani.
Very excited now to read the jury motivation for the Golden Lion to Canal Café. Canal Café is a demonstration of how the city of Venice can be a laboratory to speculate how to live underwater while offering a contribution to the public space of Venice. It also invites future speculation about the lagoon and other lagoons. It also represents an important parallel track in the DS&R practice since the very start, one rich in transdisciplinary experimentation. We also, as jury, acknowledge the extraordinary persistence of Canal Café project, which started almost 20 years ago. It's an example that the Biennale can be a long-duration project and go far beyond the event. Please give a very big round of applause to Elisabeth Diller, Aaron Betsky, and Marzia Chiesa.
Well, thank you to the Biennale. Thank you, Carlo, for giving us this great opportunity and to do this project, and for this boundless energy and support for all the architects and everyone that was involved in this, and your fantastic team. So a lot of thanks. I also want to thank Aaron Betsky, the collaborating curator, who began this project with us in 2008 when he was the curator of the Biennale. It didn't really make it to the public view, but it finally did. Thank you to the jury, who also has been a great source of inspiration in my life and my work and that of my studio. Thank you for selecting this project among really so many worthy projects. We didn't expect this. Carlo was very determined to reflect the nature of architecture by making sure that we were all teams, like very broad and teams across different disciplines, and not to really identify a piece of work as the work of a single architect. So I want to share this award with all the people that actually made it happen. I want to share this with Natural Systems Utilities, the engineers of the water purification system, and in particular, Zach Gallagher, who was the lead engineer. Sodai, who was in charge of the physical installation and the management of the testing and the monitoring process of the water system, as well as the approvals process. And Marcia is here to represent all the engineers that worked on this project. Sauer Industries, who contributed the system design and produced the computer controls to run the eco-machine. Our own team, Sean Gallagher, who is the brother of the lead engineer and who really did a lot on this project. David Allen, who's here on stage, and Bryce Soot, who helped to bring this to a reality. Also, I want to thank WeBuild, who supported the project, and Lavasa and Chef David Aldani, who are working on the taste profile of the coffee. So it is an experiment, really in 2 tracks. Personally, I want to share this honor with my partner in life and work, Ricardo Scofidio, who is no longer with us, but very much in the work. This is when I start to break down. Okay. But this is, this project is like an itch that's been waiting to be scratched for 17 years. So we've been, very, very, very lucky to make this happen. It's a laboratory and an espresso bar that demonstrates and to the public in a way that gives them pleasure, right? It's not didactic. It actually is something that you feel and see. It's really about the deepening concerns about water scarcity that's brought on by climate change and overpopulation. We need new and energy-efficient ways of making potable water. When we open the tap in our bathroom, the fresh water comes out. That's a social contract. We expect that. But it's not the same in different parts of the world. And to think about decentralizing purification of water is very, very important. There's no better place than Venice to bring attention to water. It's the source of the city's historical wealth and beauty, but also concerns with pollution and fear of flooding. And it's all exacerbated in an era of mass tourism and, of course, climate change. We wanted to bring awareness to water without being didactic and to point to the problem and give a notion about how to solve it in an energy-efficient way. The project reaches beneath the photogenic surface of the lagoon to collect water, purify it through this hybrid natural and artificial system. It's very much in the context of Carlo's brief. And before our eyes, it's purified and turns into steam and forced through coffee grounds to produce espresso. So the experience is both to produce shock and fear, as well as deep pleasure of drinking the best espresso in Venice. So it's fantastic to bring this project into fruition now, and it's maybe more important than it was 17 years ago. Thank you.
Siamo alla fine, ma siamo con
We've come
questo
to the
ultimo
end.
premio alla miglior partecipazione,
The
il Leone
Golden
d'Oro alla
Lion for
miglior
the
partecipazione
best
nazionale.
national
Per questo
participation.
invito a salire
And I invite
sul
here on
palco
stage
Francesco
Francesco
Calzavara, assessore al
Calzavara,
bilancio,
Councillor
programmazione e
for
patrimonio
Budget, Programming
della
and
Regione del
Heritage
Veneto.
of the Veneto region.
Leone d'Oro per la miglior
Golden Lion for
partecipazione
the best
nazionale
national
va al Regno
participation
del
goes
Bahrain.
to the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Invito a salire sul
I
palco.
invite on stage
Sul palco Sheikh Khalifa Al-Khalifa, commissario,
the
autorità del Bahrain per la
of
cultura e le
Bahrain
antichità,
Authority for Culture
Andrea
and Antiquities,
Faraguna, curatore,
Andrea Faraguna, the
Nura
curator,
Al-Sayeh
Nura
Holtrop,
Al-Sayeh
vicecommissario,
Holtrop, vice
Batul
commissioner, and Batul
Al-Shaikh. Il presidente
Al-Shaikh.
della giuria
The president of
legge le
the jury
motivazioni.
will read the motivation.
It's very excited now to read the jury motivation for the Golden Lion to the Kingdom of Bahrain. The pavilion offers viable proposals for extreme heat conditions. As the designers explain in their text, architecture must address the dual challenges of environmental resilience and sustainability, and that's so deeply connected, of course, to the topics of Carlos' biennial. The ingenious solution can be deployed in public spaces and also in locations where people must live and work outdoors in conditions of extreme heat. The pavilion uses traditional methods of passive cooling, typical of the region, and also reminiscent of wind towers and shaded courtyards. Please give a very, very big round of applause to Sheikh Khalifa Al-Khalifa, Andrea Faraguna, Nura Al-Sayeh Holtrop, and Batul Al-Shaikh.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to you all. It gives me great pleasure and honor to receive this award on behalf of the Kingdom of Bahrain. And I'd like to thank La Biennale di Venezia for this opportunity to become a platform of global exchange of ideas and initiatives. And I'd like to thank the jury as well for the acknowledgement, and the team behind me, and who's not present as well, who has contributed to this pavilion through different contributions. As Hans has expressed, the theme of the pavilion, heat wave, is a very relevant subject, not just to Bahrain, but on a global scale. I think the term heat wave is a very common term that we hear in the media, in news, even amongst our conversations at home. It is a stress to our urban centers, to our rural communities. And the pavilion aimed at addressing those issues through an innovative technique, which I'm sure the curator will have a chance to elaborate a bit more on. And again, allow me to thank you all for giving us this opportunity to be on this platform and for this kind acknowledgement. Thank you. Andrea.
Thank you, the Biennale, thank you, the jury. I want to thank you, the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, the Commissioner, His Excellence Sheikh Khalifa Al Khalifa, Noura Al Sayed Althrop, and Batul Al Sheikh and Sarah Ali. I want to thank, of course, my collaborators and the team at SAB with whom I developed the concept, and the contributors of the exhibition, which are Mario Manotti, who engineered the structure of our pavilion, Alexander Puzrin, Wafa Al-Ghatam, Iman Ali, Laila Al-Shahik, Abdullah Janahi, Maitham Al-Mubarak, and Mohammed Salim. Of course, also the contributors of the publication, which are many, and I want to thank also the graphic designers of our beautiful catalog, Samuel Benziger, Rosario Florio, and Larissa Kasper. Thank you. I want to thank my family, Filippo, Paola, and Lucio. And I want to dedicate this prize to my mentor, Francesco Venezia, who has been my professor at the UAV University in Venice many years ago. And thank you, all of you. Thank you.
La cerimonia è quasi terminata, ma do ancora la parola a Carlo Ratti e chiude questa festa il presidente della Biennale di Venezia, Pietrangelo Buttafuoco. Prego.
I'll go back to English. No, I just wanted, please join me with a big round of applause for our amazing jury. Whoa. You know, I owe a big apology to them. I invited them. They came to Venice. They thought it would be a Biennale like it normally is, with like 50, 100, 150 projects to look at. And they ended up looking at over 750 participants over this week. So thank you, Paola. Thank you, Hans Ulrich. Thank you, Mpho.
Mi unisco anch'io.
I join the congratulations and the gratitude for the jury.
E ovviamente è la parola grazie
and
che chiude questa
grazie,
mattinata.
thank you, closes this morning. There is nothing better than crossing the day being grateful.
I ringraziamenti vanno a chi
Our gratitude
materialmente
to those
permesso a tutti noi
who
di realizzare questa straordinaria
and enable us to realize this extraordinary exhibition.
Intanto grazie.
Thank you all. I want to thank the Biennale team.
Grazie ai partecipanti.
I want to
Tra
thank the
i premiati,
participants.
consentitemi di
Among
aprire
the
una
awarded,
parentesi
allow me
delicata
to open a
alla memoria di
sensitive
Italo Rota. Quando è
subject,
cominciato tutto,
the memory of Italo Rota. When everything started, I remember we had this first meeting
dove c'era Italo Rota
with Italo Rota
e l'impronta, la
and
traccia,
his
il sentiero
guidance,
giammai
the
interrotto
path that
dipende
never
da lui.
ended
Grazie,
is based on his ideas and his suggestions.
Ringrazio
I want to
Rolex.
Rolex,
Ci siamo detti che
our
dobbiamo
main
organizzare
sponsor.
comunque una
We
festa per
should
festeggiare
organize a
l'anniversario.
party
Sono
to
10
celebrate
anni
the
in cui
anniversary, the 10th
Rolex è
anniversary of
sponsor
collaboration.
e partner
Rolex has been a sponsor and a partner, and it is the official timepiece of the architecture exhibition. I want to thank the other sponsors, Bloomberg, Vela, Venezia Unica, Idro, Gruppo Saviola. I want to thank RAI, media partner
della nostra manifestazione.
of our
Grazie al consorzio
Biennale. I
Conigliano
want to thank the
Valdobbiadene
Consorzio
e
Conigliano
Belpoggio. Grazie
Valdobbiadene e
al
Belpoggio.
Ministro della
I want to
Cultura, al
thank the
Ministero
Minister of
tutto, alla
Culture and
città
the
di
Ministry as a
Venezia,
whole, the City
alla
of
Regione del
Venice,
Veneto,
the Veneto region,
Soprintendenza
the
Archeologia, Belle Arti e
Superintendency for
Paesaggio.
Archaeology, Fine
Grazie
Arts
ai
and
nostri amati
Landscape. I want to
vicini di
thank
casa,
our
la Marina
neighbors,
Militare.
the Navy.
Un grazie poi
I
ai
want
donor,
to thank the
agli
donors,
enti, alle
the
istituzioni
institutions and the
internazionali
bodies,
che sono
both national and
sempre
international,
presenti, vicini e
who have always
importanti
been
per la
present,
19ª
close to
mostra.
support us
Ringrazio anche le
for this 19th
delegazioni
exhibition. I
che
want to
arrivano
thank
da
the
tutto il mondo,
delegations coming from all over
presenti
the
in questa
world
sala
and who are
così
present here in
bella,
this
così
room that is so
affollata,
beautiful and
così
so crowded
viva,
today,
così
so lively,
convinta
so
nel
convinced
senso proprio
of
della
the
gratitudine.
very
E grazie a
importance
Carlo
of
Ratti,
gratitude. And I
che ha
want to
saputo
thank Carlo Ratti, who has
una
been able
mostra
to build an
oltre
exhibition
e al di là di
that
quelle che
goes
sono
beyond
richieste le
what
competenze
is
tecniche,
required, technical
le
expertise,
competenze che sono
scientific
proprio della
expertise, the
scienza,
competencies that are typical
sommando
of
su di sé
science,
tutte le
collecting
discipline
on
che
him the different
partecipano alla ragione
disciplines that
sociale della
can
Biennale di
be
Venezia.
considered part
Grazie
of la
perché
Biennale di
ha
Venezia.
saputo
Thank you,
essere
Carlo, because you
dal
have
primo
managed
momento
to
in cui
be from the
abbiamo
very
iniziato
first moment
questo
when we
nostro
started
cammino per
this
arrivare alla
journey
mostra
together to
che
get
adesso
here
sa
to the
parlare coi
exhibition,
numeri,
that
ad
can speak
essere
with
un
numbers.
punto di
You have
riferimento
managed to be
intellettuale.
an
Ho già detto
intellectual
che
reference for all
ringrazio
of
la
us.
squadra della
I
Biennale
thank the
con cui
team
ogni
of la
giorno mi
Biennale with
confronto nel
whom
lavoro
I
quotidiano
work
che è
every
tutto di
day,
costruzione, è
a work
tutto
of
di
construction,
confronto
a word of
dialettico-intellettuale.
work of
Grazie anche a Roberto
dialogue
Cicutto
and intellectual
che
discussion.
ha
I want to thank
condiviso con
Roberto
me
Cicutto,
questo
who
avvio.
has shared with me the
E
first
insomma,
choices
c'è un
for this
foglietto,
exhibition.
parlano i numeri.
I have a sheet of paper in front of me, figures.
L'edizione del 2023,
the 2023
nei
edition,
primi giorni di
in the first days
preapertura,
of pre-opening,
nei primi 2 giorni
in
di
the first 2 days
preapertura,
of pre-opening,
registra
had recorded
12.947 presenze.
12,947
L'edizione 2025, nei
visitors.
primi
In
2 giorni di
2025, in the first 2
preapertura,
days of pre-opening,
registra
we had
17.584 presenze.
17,584 visitors.
Tornate a visitare la mostra.
Go back and visit
Siate
the
lievito
exhibition.
affinché ci sia tanto
Please be
pane in
yeast so that we can have
sovrabbondanza
a
che
lot of
conquisti
bread
e guadagni
to
il
conquer
grande pubblico. Grazie.
and convince the wider public of the importance of this exhibition. Thank you.